Hello everyone, my name is Yuri from Mouse and we're back with our track guide. And this week we are on Daytona for week 3 of the GT Sprint Series. We're in the Mercedes for once. Not a car you see very often, but this car has really nice pull in the lower gears up to 5th gear. So on a track like this where it's so important to stay in the pack, to pull on the straights, this car is always a good choice. So without further ado, let's get into it and see how we drive around the track. Right, so here we are about to start a lap. We're in the last sector. We're running race fuel as usual. And we're running the Merc. Because of this torque, you can see now there's a really good pull from 2nd to 5th gear. Not a very popular car on different tracks because it can be a bit of a boat. But on this track, because we have such long acceleration zones, it's a very good pick always. So coming up to turn 1, we want to use the last white stripe as a brake marker. Come from the right side. Try to brake in a straight line. Bring the car to the inside. And brake all the way from the left side here again as well. Set up for a good exit. And for turn 3, all the way from the left side. Apex late and then follow the inside. All the way from the right side, then pour. Focus on that exit again, because here we run onto the oval. Make sure you get traction out of the corner. Because targeting for traction, you don't want to lift off the throttle, you want to open the steering a bit, go a tiny bit wider, keep that speed. And we get to the all-important chicane. The brake just before the 1, down 2 gears. And then keep the speed up, but especially keep a good exit. And we got to run up to the line. And from here, all that matters is how much speed you carried out of the chicane. That's why the speed not just through the chicane is important, but also the speed you carry out of it. And that's the lap around Daytona. Right, so here we are from the outside cam. Have a bit of a closer look, a bit more at the details. Turn 1, we want to use this last line as a brake marker, but we want to brake as straight as we can into turn 1. So we want to come close to the wall and turn while we're on the throttle, and then use this line as a marker and try to brake as straight as you can initially, and then slowly, the more we go off the brakes, the more we can start to turn. And bring the car to the inside here. You want to aim for the tires on the left side and follow the white line afterwards. And the reason for that is that on this side, from here to here, is camber to the inside. If you go too wide, the car just doesn't rotate at all. Then we got these curbs on the exit of turn 1. They used to be just flat. Now they lose you a bit of speed, a bit of traction if you go over them. So be careful not taking in too much like you saw here. Car likes to bounce away a bit. Same on the left side here. Then turn 2. It's tricky as a brake marker to find here. Some people use some markers on the road. What I use is this alternative layout on the inside. But as you can see, the moment I brake, it's right here already quite a lot before. And it's just a marker I found lined up with my monitors. What you can also use is this marker here on the ground, the tire markers, but they're more difficult to see when you're behind another car. It's a bit of a shame there's nothing on the left, and it's quite important to brake in here to get this right. So either the tire markers on the road here, or use this as a marker. There is a 100 marker here on the right side, but it's way too far off to the side that I can focus on the apex that I can see, so I wouldn't recommend using that. Then want to brake in a straight line. Very easy to not find the outside grass here because we're coming from the right side of the track just here. We want to open the corner up as much as we can to the left side grass here and try to set up a good exit. And again, when you go on throttle, you want to open the steering as much as you can to get traction in the car. I got back straight. And you just want to keep it tight here. We're running quite low rear wing always around Daytona. So you want to make sure that you don't have too many steering inputs because the rear can be unstable before the front here. Then you want to run to the left side. Open the next right-hander up as much as we can. And what I like to do, again, just like in turn 1, is I like to be on throttle, make the turn that I want to, and the moment I'm on the brakes, my car's already pointing a bit towards the corner. So very important when you're making your way to the left side here that you don't start braking your car still pointing to this side, because then you have more of a turn to do with the car still. So braking in a straight line, and then again, we don't want to brake all the way down the inside here. You want to apex quite late. You want to find the curb here and then follow the curb after the apex. The corner onto the oval. We want to brake just at the start of this edge road here. They used to put cones here, we used to bully them, and we won. The cones are further off to the side here. That means that we can use this curb on the right side. So we want to use it, we want to run over it, and then turn in late. So you want to run all over this yellow curb, you don't want to turn in yet. And get to the inside, get the car lined up, and slowly bring the power up. And you want to keep it tight, but not too tight. If you want to keep it too tight, especially these front engine cars, they start to lose traction. So you want to keep it as tight as you can while not losing traction on the rear end. If you start to lose traction, you want to straighten the wheel up a bit more. And with the first part of the oval, obviously you just want the shortest line, so we run close to the yellow lines. Keep the wheel straight, not too many sudden movements, and it gets you a bit more top speed. Then we get to what I think is by far the trickiest part of the track. Also the most important, the bus stop. And we want to brake before the one. And there's a marker here on the right side, which is this pole here. Maybe we can go to the cockpit cam. This yellow pole here on the right side, we can use as a marker. Or we can use the one as a marker and just brake quite a bit before that. So this pole here, we want to brake before that. And then we want to make sure we slowly go down. So down to 5th gear, down to 4th gear. We want to put the left side tire on this white curb here, as close to the edge as we can. And we want to do it on the right side with our right side tires. Then on the right side with our right side tires. And then here we can, the last one, we can go over the white part and straighten the wheel up so we get a good exit out of the chicane. And from the outside, the way that looks like, want to brake. The left side tires on the left side. Then small tap on the brake again to get that car to rotate to the different side. Change in direction. Tap on the brake. Then the car rotates to the inside. We want to make sure that we cross this wide part of the curb. And then you want to keep it tight in the middle. If you run it too wide, we're going to lose too much speed on the exit. And then you carry too much speed into the corner. So we want to keep it tight. Not more than one car width from the inside white line. And then we want to aim for the start of the white curb on the right side. Like so. And while we do that, after you get off the first curb, you should fairly quickly be able to go back on the power. If you can't do that, you either didn't get the line right here, with a late apex to the inside to keep tight, or you just went in too quickly. And if you went in too quickly, you can get decent speed through the corner, but what's at least as important again is that speed out of the corner. So after you get off the curb, you can slowly increase the throttle, aim for this right side white, and then for the last one, we can have the middle of the car. So middle of the car needs to be to the right of this white curb. So from here, one thing you need to be careful of, again, we can put the left side tires a bit through the grass here. It's not an off track. If you run a bit tighter, so you went in a bit slower than you usually do, and you want to straighten this last part up to maximize the exit, it's very, very easy to flip this last part of the off track with the middle of the car and still get an off track while you feel like you're driving quite tight. So make sure you don't start turning left too early of the curve here, it can get shot. And then once we do that, again, we can go throttle early, and we get a good exit onto the second part of the oval, and that exit will run us all the way to the end of the lap. And these 20-25 seconds. If you maximize that exit the whole way, you're gonna start gaining a couple hundreds, a bit more at the start, but less at the end. But that's very, very important for the top speed going back into turn 1. That's a lap around Daytona. Right, so there we go. That's how to drive the Daytona track by yourself. But of course, this track is not about driving by yourself. This track is about driving in a pack. Very unique experience, more like the oval side, like we drive quite a bit of on this track. I would really recommend doing it. Learning the track, learning how to get in front in qualifying, close those gaps in the race. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all next week.